We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 542. I am your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week, as always, the OG Undisputed Scholar himself and your current Scholars of Wrestling Party Champion. He is Scholar Tarek. Scholar Tarek, how are we feeling tonight, sir?
I'm feeling absolutely amazing. It is AEW Revolution weekend, and so we have our AEW Revolution predictions. I am really excited for this show. It's going to be quite, quite the show with quite the card. And I'm just, oomph. I'm ready to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we've got 13 whole matches. Again, it is an AEW pay-per-view, so it's kind of par for the course. But before we get to all that, we would be remiss if we didn't bring in our third player for the evening. You know him, you love him, the man of many caps. He is another undisputed scholar in his own right. He is Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how's the night treating you, sir?
Treating me pretty good. Definitely better than the last 3 weeks combined. Yes, I do. It is AEW Revolution weekend. It is looking to be a stupendous card, and as usual, it's AEW. You got to get a very long, very productive show. But I'm too busy staring at my tablet, trying to convince myself it is not my enemy. But until that, so as time goes by, if you see my eyes start to wander off in the distance, it's because I have decided that the tablet is my enemy and I'm no longer paying attention to it. That's not on you. That's on me. That's my mind space right now. Don't worry about it. Carry on.
It's okay. We'll all eventually reach boomer status eventually through the inevitable passage of time. But until that day comes, it's time, I'd say, for a revolution. AEW Revolution, that is. Gentlemen, are you ready to predict this sucker?
Indeed, I
Sure.
am. I do have a specific. I think I have my predictions down, but I think I may have some fun and just do some quick changes just for the hell of it. Because again, at this point, I'm just here for the fun. I'm here. Brian and I are once again sitting on top of the mountain enjoying the show that you, Pete, and Charlie go as you're racing for that undisputed scholar title yourselves, right, Brian? You're excited as I am for this one?
Indeed, it's like Tarek and I have been fighting for the ultimate scholar between us for a good 6, 7 years now. I would like some new blood. And at the beginning of this year, you guys are putting on a damn show. You are. So I would like that to keep up. I am excited to see what Scholar Jeff has in store for us tonight. I have looked at what Scholar Pete has put on paper as of now, and I'm very excited to say that, hey, basically the same mind space here. So it's like it's March. We're on a pretty good roll, and we might actually have someone sitting on top of the mountain with us at the end of the year. We would enjoy that.
And then
So let's
Charlie is
keep
just
it up,
waiting to put his
everything.
prediction down.
So,
Charlie
so
is
it's
waiting to
what
put his after the show. He'll wait to see what everyone else picks. Like, okay, I think I'll go follow Brian's lead. I'll go follow Pete's lead just to be like, okay, now
Oh
I know
no.
I'm going
yeah,
to
it's like
lead. I'm going to win this. I'm
Oh
going to claim
no.
the
it's
undisputed
like
scholar
we know
He
how
here.
has
this works
already
by now.
sent he has already sent me his predictions. Those are
Oh,
already have been locked in.
oh
Ooh,
boy.
oh,
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 So
interesting. Oh, I can't wait to
Charlie's
see
ahead
this
of the
one with
ball.
you.
game changer now, isn't it, gentlemen?
Oh,
Now, Charlie planned ahead. He's like, "Oh, I'm expecting Tarek and Brian to trash talk me while I'm not here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and send the predictions anyway, so they can't talk shit." So good for you, Charlie. We can't talk shit other than I don't know. You suck. Love you.
Well,
we
we'll
shall
see how
see
it
if
all
that
pans out.
we shall see if that statement rings true once Jeff puts the predictions out.
Right?
But anyway, all that being aside, let's just dive right in. This is AEW Revolution 2026, and we're going to kick things off at the top of the order with Tarek. You're going to start us off with our first of three pre-show matches. We've got Boom and Doom versus the Infantry. Boom and Doom, of course, being the team of QT Marshall and Big Boom AJ, who is most likely going to be accompanied by the Rizzler going up against the Infantry. Tarek, it's the first pick of the evening. Start us off strong.
At this point, I feel like if anyone faces Boom and Doom on the pre-show, they're just destined to lose, unless all of a sudden you're just gonna have Boom and Doom give up an open challenge, and it's gonna be the Hurt Syndicate. That's the only way I can ever really see them lose in this. So I'm gonna choose Boom and Doom to win this match and to make the crowd very happy.
All right, Brian. Next, it's over to you. Who do you got?
This one's simple. If Big Boom AJ is in the match, Big Boom AJ wins. Boom and Doom, starting off strong.
Yeah, this one's pretty obvious as far as I'm concerned, too. Boom and Doom is going to win this. Like we were talking about earlier, I'm not on the TikToks. I don't know if the Costco AJ Big Boom cookie guys are still relevant in the social media space, but yeah, some things even at this point are still fairly obvious. I'm also going to go with Boom and Doom for the win. But now that we got that out of the way, let's go back to some more pre-show matches. With next, we've got something that might be considerably harder to predict. We've got a 21-man blackjack battle royal for the on the pre-show for the AEW National Championship, currently held by Ricochet. So far as of this recording, the only other confirmed entrant is Tommaso Ciampa, other than Ricochet defending his title, of course. Brian, it's your pick up next. Who are you going for?
If this was on the main card, this would be harder for me. However, it is on the pre-show, and I don't think we've ever had a title change hands on the pre-show. I think Ricochet pulls some heel battle royal tactics and gets a bullshit win to retain his title on the pre-show. One of those like I'm just gonna take one shot to the face and be knocked out for night 8 elimination and wake up just in time to get the 20th person out.
I'm curious if who would you pick if this was on the main card?
Based off of the way they've built it, which is not, I'd still go Ricochet.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it's like they've built it so badly that the only person who would be strong winning this match would be Ricochet.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
that's where I think you and I differ, Brian, because just the fact that the only other person that they confirmed for this match is Tommaso Ciampa, of all people, who they are still making him look very strong, even after his brief title reign. Given the fact that it's him who is the only main announced guy at this point, and we're talking about the scenario you just described wasn't too far different from how Ricochet actually first won it to begin with. I don't know. It's kind of making me think there's a strong chance that Tommaso Ciampa could actually win this thing, pre-show
If it
or
would,
not.
mm,
The real question here right now is, am I willing to make it a prediction for myself?
the title
Well,
is not on the line.
there is no, yeah, no titles on the line, so it's just
But
points wise. So I am still curious.
now you're also talking about, oh, you're well on your way to being an undisputed scholar. Every point counts. You could do it. You could do it. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I'm like, You bastards. You're going to make me think about this, aren't you?
We're just wanting to see where you're wanting to go with this. Let's
You
see
know
where this
what?
path takes you.
You know what? Let's see where this pass takes me. I'm going to put my balls on the line. I'm going to go with Tommaso Ciampa. I
If
think
Tommaso, no, continue.
no. I think there's a legitimate shot that got with this. Like, I don't think Ricochet is going to be losing anything. Tommaso Ciampa, this is a great opportunity for him to do something fresh and new, especially if he sort of lives up to what the title is meant to be. It'll be like sort of an international ambassador to other regional promotions defending the this title. I think he could serve that purpose just as well as Ricochet, if not possibly more. So if they decide to follow through, yeah, I think Tommaso, I'm going to back Tommaso champion this thing. But that's just me. Tarek, it's your pick up next. Who are you going with?
It's like if Tommaso Ciampa loses next episode, Jeff has to wear a Danhausen makeup. Keep going from what I was talking about
I
last
ain't
week.
taking that bet. Tarek, just make your pick.
All right. It's actually really funny that we actually brought up the fact that this is on the pre-show and not on the main card, where I actually think this match this match will be the one where it's on the pre-show and it will continue to transcend into the main show because AEW does do that.
Good point. I
So
did not consider that.
yeah, I'm actually thinking, yeah, this match will continue from the pre-show into the main card. And with that being said, I think you make such a big statement to start the show. I'm actually going to go with an unannounced participant, and I'm going to pick the person who's pinned Ricochet multiple times and could possibly be the next AEW national champion. I'm going to go with Jungle Boy Jack Perry to win because I could just see
Hmm.
this, and it'll look like Ricochet might take uh, the upper hand with Jesus. I'm blanking out on his stablemates. Um, oh, who is this? Who is he teamed with?
Oh, Ricochet?
Yeah,
Uh,
It's
ba-
agony.
Gates of
yeah.
Agony. Thank DOA. That's right. And I think they're gonna have that, and Luchasaurus might come in and make his return and make the save to help Ricochet to help Jack Perry get that win from Ricochet. So I'm gonna go with Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Hmm. Very interesting already. I dig it. Next, that will bring us to our third and final pre-show match we've got scheduled so far. We've got Willow Nightingale defending the TBS Championship against Lena Cross. I'm just gonna go be flat out. It didn't hit me until just yesterday that, wait a minute, these ladies have two matches tonight. I don't know if that's gonna mean anything. I don't know what's going on right now. But this is where I think that it's going to be the safer bet for at least for as far as Willow is concerned. Willow, at least early on, is going to have the power and the stamina to retain the TBS championship. Will that continue on later in the night? Who knows? But for me, right now, I'm going with Willow. Tark, it's back to you. Who do you got for this one?
I actually think this will be the first match uh, on the pre-show, just so they can get some rest before their tag title match later on in the main show. So I'm also going to go with Willow Nightingale to successfully retain the TBS championship, but may not be the might be a different story later on the main show.
And Brian, over to you. Which way you going?
Yeah, I feel like we all have the same thoughts about certain things happening on the main show. But yeah, I feel like to offset things, I think Willow Nightingale retains the TBS title here. Once again, pre-show. Second of all, you want the crowd on the pre-show to be happy most of the time. and I can see what Tarek said about the Battle Royal leaking into the main show. And normally they have the good guys win on the pre-show most of the time. So I feel good in saying that Willow Nightingale retains the one-on-one the singles title match because I like her as a singles champion more anyway. So I feel comfortable in saying Willow Nightingale wins that.
Alrighty. That'll bring us to the first official match on the full card for Revolution. We've got a trios match. We've got Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong going up against the Dogs. Tarek, your pick up first. Who do you like?
I'm I'm gonna go with the dogs to win this one because they're brand new signees. They want to make a statement, and Darby, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong really don't lose anything losing this match. I think the dogs need more of the win over the other team. So I will go with the dogs to win.
Brian, how about you? Who do you like?
I also go with the dogs because you just signed all three of these guys to long-term deals, and I don't 100% trust Roderick Strong, considering he walked out on Orange Cassidy a couple weeks ago, randomly comes out the week before a pay-per-view on the go home show to save Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin from an attack from the dogs. I'm not 100% convinced that Roderick Strong stays on Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin's side the entire match. However, I think the dogs need it more. I think you need to establish them as a force because I expect that they'll be going after the trios titles soon enough, and you could start to shoot them to the top right now.
We're gonna get a Roderick no moment.
You know what? Whether it's when Roderick Strong eats a pin or Roderick Strong turns on the other two, yeah, I think it's 100% that we're going to get a Roderick no moment. And ultimately, yeah, we do have an accord here. The dogs have to. This is a must win for the dogs. But that's one match. Next match we've got is, speaking of trios, or no, this isn't the trios match. Never mind. It's the women's tag match. I can't read my own writing. Never you mind. But what I can read is that we've got the Babes of Wrath, the women defending their women's tag titles against Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. And Tarek, it's back over to you. Who do you got? Oh wait, no.
Yeah, I was
Brian,
first
Yeah.
it's
last
over
time.
to you. Wow, the coffee is wearing off tonight. Brian.
Hey. So remember what we said that Willow Nightingale would win the pre-show match? That's because they're losing here. I believe that the that it was supposed to be Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, and I believe they were supposed to win before Penelope Ford got hurt. I think they were supposed to win before the show, before this match was even put on the card. I think this was supposed to be like a couple weeks ago, but they moved it to here, and I still think we get the same result. I think you get the tag team championships put on Megan Bayne and shit, what's her name?
Lena Cross.
And, and Lena Cross now as a substitute for that. You get the same thing basically, but substitute Lena Cross and for Penelope Ford.
See, that is a very strong, compelling argument. I'm just, I'm following my gut here. I'm just not entirely convinced. It's not a 100% lock in my mind. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it likely? 50-50 in my eyes, but it's not enough to make me totally confident to make that choice. For this one, I'm gonna go with the Babes of Wrath to retain for at least one more time. I don't know. I feel like Megan Bain, yes, she's more of a presence, but Lena Cross, especially if she's coming in a little bit tired, I feel like she's a little bit too new of a name and a little too something a little bit too fresh to get something like the tag belts, at least not on this particular occasion. But I could be wrong, but I may not be. Tark, it's back over to you. We got a split room. Which way you going?
Well, I am going to be confident in this prediction, and I'm also going to predict that Megan Bayne and Lena Cross are going to win the tag team championships. Pretty much mimicking what Brian said, that the Babes of Wrath were originally supposed to lose the tag titles against Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, and then the unfortunate uh, injury with Penelope Ford happened pretty much right after she came back. She essentially pulled a Kevin Nash, pretty much coming back and getting injured, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, I think this is just basically them trying to get back on what the original plan was, and that is really just to give Megan Bayne a title that's not either the TBS or the world title for the women's division. So I'm gonna go with Megan Bayne and Lena Cross to win the women's tag team championship.
All right. With that, we're moving on to our next match. We've got Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. This is another one that made me think for a moment. I like both women. I feel like Marina Shafir is getting a little bit better every day, but let's be real. It's timeless Tony Storm. She's one of the best acts AEW has. She is not going anywhere anytime soon, and I'm going to pick her to win tonight. Again, it's not an impossible notion to say Marina Shafir could take something, especially in a non-title match like this, but it's timeless Tony Storm. She's in a league of her own. Tarek, what do you think?
I'm also going to go with Timeless Tony Storm to win this one. I actually look at this now as basically her journey to get back to the AEW Women's Championship picture. I actually look at uh, her versus Tekla as the big money match for one of the big shows down the line. So I look at this as just her journey to get back to the women's world title, and going through Marina Shafir is the correct response.
All right, Brian, it's over to you. Do we have an accord?
Like I do believe that Marina Shafir is due for big things in this company. I do believe she will be a champion at some point. They've built her up very strong. I think they keep her strong. I think Tony Storm wins, but via like a roll up or a small package. Like it's not like a straight up Tony Storm hits a finisher. I think it's one of those Marina Shafir beats the absolute shit out of Tony Storm, but Tony Storm pulls one out of her ass and gets the win that way. Tony Storm wins. I do think we move on to Tony Storm versus Tekla after
Uh,
this.
all right. Now move us on to our next match. We've got this one is for the Trios Championships. We've got the Don Callis family defending their belts against the team of Mystico and Jet Speed. Tarek, who do you like for this one?
I pretty much made a whole bit. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I made a whole bit on how this match is just the most random put together match on this card. I mean, I like Mystico. I like Jet Speed. But why the hell are these guys teaming? I remember it being like announced the day we recorded, whatever it was. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I'm just going, Jet Speed just lost the tag team, the trios titles with Hangman, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, the next day they have this random match with they have this random partnership with Mystico, and they're going for the trios titles again. I was just going, what the hell is this? Where did this come from? It's gonna be a fun match, but Jesus Christ, this is the one real time where I actually see where the people's like, there's no story to this for AEW. So I'm gonna go with the Don Callis family to successfully retain the Trios Championship, just to keep the storyline of the friendship of Okada and Kyle Fletcher going, and Mark Davis is there too.
And Brian, it's over to you. Which way you going?
Yeah, this one is obvious. It's the Don Callis family. It also leads into a match later on, but it's yeah, there's no reason for the Don Callis family to lose here. They just won the damn things, and it's against like a tag team and a random guy they threw in. Like, yeah, Mystico's a big deal, but not so big that you just hotshot a title away from a supposedly dominant group. No, the Don Callis family retains.
And I guess we have an accord then, because I'm also going to go with the Don Callis family to retain. This could be a really fun spot fest popcorn style match. I think we're going to see a lot of really big high spots on this one. It's going to be a really fun one, but as far as the outcome, fairly predictable. That'll move us on to our next match. We've got for the AEW Women's Championship, the aforementioned Tekla is going to be defending her title against Chris Statlander. Brian, it's your pick first, next pick up next. Blah, 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 blah. I can't words good. You do words better. Who do you like?
I like Tekla. I like Tekla a lot. I think there's. Did they take off? Did they take the title off of Chris Statlander early? I believe they did. But considering they put it on Tekla, I don't think you take it off this soon. I'm fairly certain this is her first title defense.
It is, I think. Yes.
Yeah, then there's no reason to take the title off. I think there's big things ahead for Tekla, and Chris. The women's division is stacked. It is what it is, but Tekla deserves this run that she's getting, and she deserves more of one. And 2 out of 3 falls, it's going to be great, and Tekla's going to come out on top.
Yeah, you got no argument from me. It's just a matter of obvious timing at this point. She is not likely to lose the title quite this soon. And yeah, with a stacked women's division like this, there's too many great upper echelon opponents rather for Tekla to face as champion. So yeah, Tekla retains. Tarek, do we have an accord?
We do have an accord because I think Tekla is going to retain, and her and Statlander are going to put on just a great match. I think they'll work very well together, and yeah, I see. If anything, I'm just curious of where Statlander would go from here. She'll probably stay in the world title picture, just not winning it, but I'm also going to go with Tekla to retain.
Next match we've got one of my personal favorites that I'm looking forward to the most. We've got Brody King going up against Swerve Strickland. I gotta say, I like the upward momentum that Brody King is on. This is another match to me where it's not improbable for him to get the win here. But ultimately, I feel like it's going to go to Swerve. It's going to be the more obvious pick to me. And I'm thinking this is probably going to be one of the more brutal matches of the night. I just, this is one of those matches where on paper you see this character and this character just clash, and it, this one is very, very promising for me. But ultimately, I think Swerve is going to take this. Tarek, how about you? Which one you got?
This is actually one of the harder matches for me to decide when I was really going through this card. There was this and actually two other matches that really just had me going, ugh, what do I do? What to do? What to do? What to do? Got it, latrine. Um, but I feel like this is just the first of a series of matches between these two. I don't look at this as just a one and done deal. So I see this. I think it's just because it's just a straightforward singles match. I think we're gonna get basically just a big old street fight in their next encounter. But I'm gonna go with Swerve Strickland to win. Brody King is gonna just look absolutely dominant. He's gonna look strong, but I feel like something is gonna happen to keep this story going to get on that essential street fight.
All right. And Brian, do we have an accord foreman, sir?
Yes, we do. I This is like go home math for me. Brody King looks so strong coming out of Dynamite with the breaking of the chain and just beating the crap out of Swerve Strickland afterwards. That it brought to my mind like that is too strong to go into a pay-per-view and win. So it's like, and I think they're setting up for a Swerve Strickland big summer. I think we're going to have a big summer for Swerve Strickland. But I think this match is going to be a Brody King showcase. I think we're going to have big things for Brody King too. But I think they've got more riding on Swerve Strickland coming out of this match, the winner, than they do Brody King.
All right. Love it. Now bring us to our next match. We've got Andrade El Idolo going up against Bandito. Lucha Libre action all across the board. Tarek, who are you backing in this one?
This match is going to be awesome. I'm just gonna just say that right now. This match is just gonna be so much fun. I'm actually surprised it's not for the Ring of Honor title because Bandito still has that title, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was expecting him to put the title on the line. Maybe that'll just happen in the near future because I actually see Andrade El Idolo to win this one, just to keep that the momentum that he has going. I actually with how things are going right now, I can see this being a pretty strong night for the Don Callis family. So I'm gonna say Andrade El Idolo for the win.
Brian, how about you?
I agree with Scholar Tarek. This is going to be a big night for the Don Callis family, who actually goes along with Don Callis family antics. So I believe that Andrade will come out of this one with a victory.
Well, I guess we got another accord on that point. Are we going to get some good lucha things? Yes, we are. Are we also going to get Andrade winning this one? Yes, I believe we are. I think we're going to get some comeuppance from Bandito, maybe a month or two down the line, probably sooner than that. But for right now, I got to go with Andrade. Moving on, next match. Speaking of the Don Callis family, we've got Jon Moxley defending his Continental Championship against Konosuke Takeshita. Brian, back over to you. Who do you like?
Here's the deal. This is the one match that I was going back and forth the entire time since it was announced because it's like 50-50. You going in like you have no idea. Any one of these two could win. It would work and it would go on. It's one of those things. A lot of people online have brought up the possibility of a title, uh, the continental title and the international title being, I, what's it called?
Unified?
unified. Everyone's going on about a unification match. And to me, that idea is about as old as my idea of John Moxley getting beaten down by the Death Riders. If it was gonna happen, it would have happened already. They had plenty of opportunities to do so, and and then you go to Dynamite this week, where, as I said in the Andrade match, the members who follow the Don Callis family creed, the members who go along with the Don Callis family antics, will win tonight. There is one person who did not, who was like, I want my opponent 100% going into this match. And you know what happens to those people almost 100% of the time? They go on to lose because they did not heel out. They did not do what their stable members wanted them to do. They wanted a clean one-on-one, no 100%. John Moxley is 100%. That's what I want. That's your issue. And then, of course, you broke two cardinal rules. You didn't go along with your stable's antics on the Go Home show, and you stood over John Moxley while doing the discount double check. On top of him, it's not quite the hold the title over him, but it's also a big no-no on the Go Home show. So when you do one of those things, I can look past and maybe still say that we're going to get a title change. You give me both of those within 2 minutes on the Go Home show of a big pay-per-view. I think they have John Moxley win here, and you have a different way of getting to and you go a different way of getting Takeshita versus Okada for the international title. If they wanted a unification, they would have done it by now. So I'm going with John Moxley to win here.
I'm going to go with John Moxley just because I like John Moxley. Tarek, how about you?
Oh Jesus. I was expecting more of an actual little
The
statement
way
from
he
you
was
fool.
the
Sometimes I'm
way he
doing
was
it for the bit.
the way he was treating my explanation during the pre-show, I did not expect that.
I didn't expect this to be I honestly did not expect you to be like, this is the match you were talking about. I thought you were talking about something else. Anyway, be that as it may, Tarek, it's your pick. Who do you got?
That that's the thing. I am looking at this for the inevitable return of the unified championship when it comes to Takeshita and Okada. I'm because yes, it should have been like they probably should have brought that title back a long time ago, but it's like at that point where I feel like they've now established I'm not a fan of it. I am not a fan of it, but they've established that um the unified championship could just come back at any point. And I look at it as them probably doing this again to be like, who is the better? I see this really adding more fuel to the flame of Takeshita versus Okada more than Moxley just simply keeping it. Um, I'm gonna be the difference one. I'm gonna go with Takeshita to win the championship.
I also said this during the pre-show. Tarek's idea of the unified championship is basically my Moxley getting beaten down by the Death Riders because he's been talking about the unified championship for about 8 months now.
Wait, who has?
You.
I haven't talked about the.
Every time there's an opportunity for an Okada, you were talking about it during the Continental Classic thing. You were like, I want
Oh,
to.
at this point, no, it's not the fact of the unify. It's just the inevitable winner take all thing of Okada versus Takeshita. That's the part that's what I've been basically. That's my Death Riders turning on Moxley for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
So
one
it's like
I'm
I
just
I 100% expected from the moment that this match was announced that Tarek was going to go with Takeshita for that very reason.
I am just I am just hell. It was my feud of the year, and they all they did was just flip each other off and punch each other, and that was my feud of the year. And I'm keeping that shit going with this one. I would especially now that you're adding Kyle Fletcher into this, be like, yeah, we're the cool ones. We have two titles, and then Takeshi be like, well, guess what? I have two titles too, because does isn't he the um New Japan?
No, he lost that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
did
I
just
thought.
recently, I think.
Oh, okay. Because I remember them talking about it, him still being the champion on Wednesday. So he must have just. Are you sure? Didn't they
Yeah.
say he was still the champion and this
He
past
he lost it at
Wednesday?
the January 4th. He lost I could have sworn he lost it at the Tokyo Dome
Now I'm curious because
at Wrestle
I am
Kingdom.
positive they announced him as still the champion on this episode of Dynamite. Let's see, New Japan. Yeah.
Unless he won a different title.
He's the TV champion.
Yeah, this I know where
Okay,
our
so
minds are going because
so
Yeah,
he
he won a
lost the
different
world
title.
champ. Yeah, he lost the world title a while ago, but yeah,
yeah.
he is the New
The
Japan TV champion
world.
right now.
Yeah. So now he can even add that he's a double champion, but Okada's like, oh well, ours is better because ours is together. Keep the quote friendship going. Again, as you have the Death Riders turning on Moxley, I have whenever Takeshita versus Okada. That's the one I'm
See,
looking
see
forward to more than.
the difference between you and me is I've jumped off that bandwagon. Basically because I know if I don't talk about it, that's when it'll happen.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep writing that one till it inevitably happens. It's like it'll probably even go on longer than what's his name coming to Raw.
No, it's like I've still got Takeshita versus Okada, but I've only got it for the title that Okada holds.
Oh,
I don't have it. I think either way, we're getting Okada versus Takeshita, and I'm ready for it whenever. It's
oh,
just I don't
I'm
think it's going to be for a unified title.
well, it's still going to be a unified title, which they've now established that they can just. It's just when you have both titles, you're just the unified champion. Which again, that I hate that concept. I hate that. I still hate the Continental title. Period. But I could just want to see a winner take all of being like, oh, who's the best of them, like winner take all, the best of the Don Callis family, and then I can see that's the point where Don Callis actually turns on Takeshita and chooses Okada over Takeshita.
All right. Now we're got finally at our penultimate match for the AEW tag team titles. We've got FTR defending against the Young Bucks again.
Again.
I, I don't care about this match. I'm sure, yeah, they're absolutely good wrestlers, no doubt there, but we have been here many, many times before. I find it difficult to get really excited about this match. That being said, if I had to pick a winner, I've got a nasty feeling that this is going to be a reclamation match for the Young Bucks. I'm not a big fan of the Young Bucks anymore. I'm not going to lie to you. But again, the Bucks are who the Bucks are, and yeah, I've got a nasty feeling they're gonna win this one and get another reign with the tag titles. Whoopity-doo. Tarek, what do you think?
I'm going to choose FTR to retain because I'm still convinced we are getting that inevitable return of Cope and Christian to have that tag team title match between them and FTR. So I'm going to pick FTR to retain.
All right, Brian, looks like we got another split room. Which way you going?
And I am not going to say that I I believe in the Cope and Christian match, even though I do. I'm going to say that FTR retains in a complete 180 from what Jeff said. I'm going to say that FTR wins because I don't want the Young Bucks to have another title run. I don't care about nasty feelings. I don't care about any of that. I do not want them as champions, so I refuse to. So I refuse to say that they're going to win this match. You can't make me, and I'm not going to.
Man, this is
FTR win.
funny to hear. It's just like now it's just like fuck the Young Bucks. I hate them now.
It's not even that I hate them. I'm just like they're at the point for me where it's like enough.
And speaking of enough, that will be our segue to our main event for tonight. MJF defending the AEW Championship against Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match. And if MJF wins, Hangman Page supposedly cannot challenge for the AEW World title ever again. Tarek, it's your final pick. Who you got?
I can't for the life of me not choose Hangman Adam Page. I've said it before on this show. I will say it again today. I think it would be a big mistake to not have Hangman Adam Page go for the title ever again. Either like, yeah, they'll have if they can do it, they'll probably have him just win a tournament or something that could get him the world title or the contract of when he can do it. But I just feel like that would just be like, oh, that this takes away from this. And I don't think MJF can get hurt with this title loss. I mean, he pretty much weaseled his way to get the title, and I think I can see him just losing it and have it not affect him. He could just basically win the title back. Hell, he'll probably, if anything, he could probably win the title back this year, and it won't mean like take away anything. I just can't for the life of me choose uh MJF to win because again, I don't want to take Adam Page out of the world title picture. They made a it was a big mistake when they did it with Cody, and I can see history repeating itself if that's going to be the case if he loses this one.
Brian, how about you? Who do you got for this one?
I put up the same argument as Torek when the idea was first announced. And then they made it a Texas death match. And they put everything basically about the match on Hangman's side. And I'm going to be the asshole. I'm going to come out and say it. I don't believe that they will keep the stipulation for long, but I'm going MJF.
I will amend that in a couple of other ways. In addition to that, they also mentioned during that press conference that everyone in the arena was booing that MJF has already been beaten by Hangman twice. Uh, I believe it was in this specific kind of match.
I don't
I
know about specific kind of match, but last year Revolution, Hangman beat him in the opening match.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of. Never mind that. But yeah, they mentioned that specifically. And it's just again, I know we don't like this whole stipulation of oh, if you lose this one, you can never challenge again. I'm just gonna be blunt. I like Hangman, but I don't like Hangman that much. I feel like there's other places where he could be. When he was at his most interesting to me, he was most of the time he was not in the world title picture. I feel like the world title pool is getting a little too crowded right now. And if anyone can get cut, I would if it were up to me and I had the pencil, I would cut Hangman. I feel like there's way other more interesting things he could be doing elsewhere on the card. Maybe this could lead up to another return or something. Maybe Osprey comes back if he's ready to go. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, you beat Hangman. Hangman's out of the title picture, but now you got to deal with me." That could be a way to spin it and leave everyone happy at the end of the show. But either way, yeah, you're not going to be the only asshole here, Brian. I also am going to go with MJF to win this thing. Just because, yeah, it's MJF. He's Teflon. It's not going to hurt him. But sometimes the outcome doesn't revolve around someone just not getting hurt. It's about, to me, what the more interesting outcome is. And for me, in my opinion, I think that results in an MJF victory on
And
Revolution.
and let's no, Cody Rhodes on WWE had it. There was a stipulation that said he couldn't challenge Drew McIntyre for the world title, and that was just there are loopholes. Cody Rhodes in AEW did not give himself a loophole. Hangman Page losing this match will not keep him out of the title picture forever. I promise you that. But they just stacked it too much in his favor going into it. It's his
Oh,
match.
I
It,
wouldn't
it,
be
it,
shocked. I wouldn't
yeah,
be shocked if MJF wins. I wouldn't be shocked. I would just be extremely disappointed because I don't want like Jeff may be okay with it, but I'm not. I am all for him doing other things, but not at the cost of him possibly never getting the world title again or world title shot again. That's the one part of Jeff's statement that I don't agree with. But the rest of it of him doing other things, all I again all for it, and he's
yeah.
absolutely right. The world title picture is stacked, and he doesn't need to be in it. But I
We
don't
have
want it.
we have to remember, okay, MJF is notoriously bad at loopholes in contracts. John Moxley found the loophole. There have been multiple contract signings where there have been loopholes found in said contracts. And I have a feeling that Hangman Page, if he loses this match, will not be out of the title picture for long. It's just
I
something it's just something to hang over the match in the balance. And yes, it doesn't sit right with me, but there are ways to overcome it, which Cody Rhodes did not give them. There's time left in Hangman Page's contract where they can get rid of that stipulation. So I have no doubt that'll happen if the work happens and MJF wins this match. I have no doubt about that.
All right. Well, I hope you're right. I hope they find something. It'll I guess decrease the value of this match in the long run because it'd be that argument. It's like why have this just ridiculous stipulation in the first place? Hell, again, it's something we talked about when they initially pitched this idea. Why not just be like, okay, as long as like if he loses, he doesn't get a title shot in a year, or just through a certain time aspect, but just all time. I think that's the part that makes me not a fan of this. And I hope you're right, Brian. And like, if he does lose, hopefully, and it'll be just a matter of time before they do find some kind of loophole uh, to get him back in the title picture. Whether it be like him winning that contract when he can cash in like a week and all that, or whenever he wants to. But yeah, again, it just the idea I hated this stipulation. I wish they didn't have to do it because then it will probably I probably would have picked MJF like whole because I was picking MJF wholeheartedly anyway, and it's just the stipulation just threw the wrench in me, and it's like I guess this is just the following of the heart, and I know how we feel about the following the heart, but I'm also at that point where I don't have anything to prove.
Right.
I'm just we're just a drop of the mountain. Now we're pretty much just doing these predictions for fun. I'm now at the point I don't even care if I get Scholar of the Year because I got it so many times. But uh but yeah, I just can't I couldn't even if they do find a loophole, I just couldn't pick MJF just because I am a big Hangman Adam Page fan. He's one of the big reasons I watch AEW in the first place because I just love the complexities of his character. So yeah, so that's why I picked. That's why I just couldn't choose MJF, even though everything is saying you have to do it. You have to do it. That is the correct answer, which most likely it is. But I'm just like I just can't do it.
All right. Well, it's been a long road, but those are our predictions for AEW Revolution 2026 after much back and forth. But now, in this moment, the only back and forth we want to hear now is from you, our fellow fans. Who do you think is going to walk away? Is MJF going to actually retain, and is the stipulation going to stick? What else are we going to see at Revolution? No matter what you think, let us know all across the internet, YouTube comments, Facebook posts, the whole nine yards. But if you want to join in the conversation yourself, just look us up on our respective social media links. Where can you find these social medias? Just check us out in the description box below at our link tree. That's linktree/scholars of wrestling for your chance to join the conversation yourself. So we're going to be watching it. We're going to be live tweeting. We're going to be enjoying it all weekend long. And we're going to be cut back next week to review all of it because you know who we are. We are the scholars of wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Get ready for a revolution.